Hey, good evening. What's up, Hope Shot fam? Welcome back to Sunday Night Live. Tonight, we're going to be having our topics. Hold on one second. We got some baggage. So me and oh, there goes Nate again. If you guys are jumping on, say what's up. Let us know you're here. Also, man, please hit that share button. Share this stuff out there. You never know who this might help tonight. So me and Nate's back. Hey, Nate, welcome back. Put it on Do Not Disturb. It helps. So me and James are coming up with a topic tonight, and I think it's a good topic. And I'm gonna let James. I'm gonna let you do it. Let you go with the topic, bro. I'm gonna let James say the topic and go ahead, James.
It's okay. Hello, Hope Shot family. I love the pressure. So I'm laughing and giggling a little bit because our topic tonight was about racing, or not racing in recovery, but also not settling. And I was kind of hoping, because I'm pumped up, I'm on a spiritual high this weekend. I'm feeling good. I stepped up to my plate and faced some demons this weekend of my own, of self-doubt and fear. And once you get through that fear, I feel pumped, right? Like, oh my God, I did it, right? And so I was kind of hoping to go last or maybe in between, because I knew I was riding a high. But you know what? I'm gonna go with it and speak my truth, right? And I think what Justin was trying to say with his half of the topic was, like, when we get here, and like we want everything back right now, and through this 8 years of being in recovery, man, I'm so grateful God didn't give me what I have right now in my first year or two when I wanted it, right when I wanted it. I'm so grateful for grace and mercy and a God that understands me and doesn't give me too much, because there's no way I could handle what I have now in my first year or two. You know what? Not only would I be here crazy, but
Hey, James.
How to use what?
Real quick, clarity statement.
That part.
Yeah,
it's fine. You know what? It's not even a big deal. Just retake. We'll be back in 5.
I was gonna let you just tell your side of the topic. Hey, Lisa, you want to do the clarity statement real quick for us? Hey, we'll get our stuff together one day. You know what I mean?
All right. Hey, everybody. Hope Shot clarity statement. We here at the Hope Shot are a group of people in recovery spreading inspiration. We come from all walks of life and pathways of recovery. Our verbiage may be different, but we all have one thing in common: recovery as a lifestyle. We support all pathways of recovery. It doesn't matter how you get from A to Z, just get there. Thank you for being a part of our family.
Thank you, James. Didn't mean to cut you off, man, but
it's all good, man. Listen,
gotta get it out there.
That clarity statement is important. It needs to be said. It needs to be said before somebody like me opens his mouth, so there's a clear understanding of what the Hope Shot is. So, man, I want to thank real quick Melissa for that she shared, and Carrie also has been sharing. So, I want to thank you guys. We appreciate the love and support. It's huge for us, and thank you for helping us grow. And so, back to what I was saying, it's like I'm real grateful God didn't give me everything I thought I wanted and deserved in my first year or two clean, because I wouldn't have been able to handle it. And I'm grateful for grace and mercy, man, and a loving God that understands me better than I understand myself. Because left up to my own devices, I want everything now, and I deserve everything, because don't you know I got clean, right? And I remember telling people, and I still tell people this, that I'm coming for everything my disease told me I couldn't have. Everything, man. The better parent, the better husband, the job. Johnny, are you waving at me? The better job, the better husband, the better parent, the better friend, right? I remember walking into homes when I was using, and back when flat screens were first coming up, man, and they were like thousands of dollars at the time. And I remember walking into my dealer's house and going, "Man, how'd you get that?" And he was like, "Yeah, it cost me $2,400, right?" And I went home and I did the math. I was like, "Dude, I bought that motherfucker a TV." You know what I'm saying? Like, I bought him a TV this week. You know, and like I can remember that pain and saying that I'm going to come for everything that I deserve. And so the only thing I think we should be in a race here about, and this is just my beliefs, is getting through the 12 steps for me. You know, finding a pathway that sets forth for you to help you find recovery, because your life is on the line here, right? Whatever that looks like for you, AA, NA, CA, BA, DA, whatever that is, whatever's out there, whatever that path is, man, find it and go after it, because your life is on the line. And if you don't believe that, look around and see who hasn't made it. Look around and go, man, who made one more choice to use that ain't here today? You know, so I'm a full believer in working my program, the program, the fellowship that works for me. But what I see here, man, and then now I'm going to get into the second part of that, not settling. And then, again, these are my beliefs and my systems, man. You know, take what you want from what I say and then leave the rest. Because trust me, there's other people that'll share behind me. Maybe they might have something you can relate to. But for me, when I say don't settle, I think a lot of us come to the rooms and we find our fellowships or whatever gets us clean. And like I've heard so many times other addicts say, well, at least I didn't use today. You know, yeah, that's a success. Like that's a win. But like that's not life, man. That's not living. You know, like we come to recovery and we get this gift called life back. And like, I don't want to settle for just being clean today, man. Like God gave me these gifts and these tools and these spiritual principles to combat the fears and the lack of self-worth and self-confidence, man. Like I am blessed to have some spiritual principles that all of a sudden pop in my mind and go, man, if I just practice this here, I can get through here. You know, if I just practice this principle here, I can get through this too. You know, if I just practice this one, okay, you know, maybe my relationship can get better if I show her a little trust because of my own insecurities, right? Like, I don't want to settle, man. Like, I have been given the ability to live my life and chase my dreams, right? And like, I want to make sure I do my part to go after those dreams because they're my dreams. They're my reality, right? And like, nobody's going to give it to me, man. You know, so I want to go after those, and I don't want to just settle for not using today. You know, some days it's the best I got, you know, because I'm a human being having a human experience. But what am I going to do with the 98% of the rest of the days? You know, like, I don't want to fail short, man. Like, during this process of recovery, man, I have gotten a relationship with God of my understanding that, like, God don't make junk, man. You know, I got enough talent because God made me. You know what I'm saying? Like, I serve the Alpha, the Omega, beginning, the end, the God that made the Pacific Ocean his fish tank. That's the God I serve. So, like, my dreams and my fearfulness, like, dude, they're like this big to the God I serve. Like, for instance, man, like getting this home, right? Being a new homeowner. What a great experience. And I'm grateful for that. You know, I'm grateful that I became a homeowner and like I got to chase out my wife's dreams, you know. But like in the grand scheme of things, if that's all I'm asking for, you know, I think I'm selling God short, man. He made the volcanoes, the stars, the heavens, the earth, the suns, you name it. You know, DNA, like all of that, man. And I'm going to sell God short for my little dreams. You know, I have not because I ask not. So during this process of learning the steps of finding out what God means to me, man, I've learned that don't be afraid to ask. Stop putting God in a box. You know, like the way I love my children, I would do anything for and want them to win, you know, in life. So why wouldn't God want me to win? You know? why wouldn't God want to give me all my goals and dreams and expectations? If I'm a trusted servant, right? I'm a trusted servant that blesses his name. Why wouldn't I win? So why not go after everything that I think I deserve? Because the stuff, let me change it. The stuff I think I deserve probably isn't a fraction what God's really got in store for me, man. So don't settle. God gave us this gift, man, this thing called recovery, this thing called life. He gave us a second chance. Many of our friends didn't make it. So don't waste it, man. Go after whatever you feel that makes you happy. That's what I would say. That's what I want. I want happiness, you know, and I want to see when this thing's said and done, did James live out to his full potential, or did he just settle for not getting high today? You know, that's a question I ask myself daily. So that's me. That's my 2 cents on the subject. And thank you for letting me go first.
You're welcome, James. You're all pumped up, ready to go, bro.
Oh, I was jacked up.
Had a couple bangs in you, huh? No. Thank you, James, for sharing that. I just want to say what's up to everybody. What's up, Allie? What's up, Jamie? What's up, Melissa, Gina, Nikki, Kim, Aaron, Teresa? What's up, guys? Thank you for being here, being part of the Hope Shot family. And Allie just commented on my shirt. So we got new shirts in, y'all. We got new shirts. And this is, that camera's weird. There you go. These are the new shirts. There's white, and it has the black Freedom with the Hope Shot new logo. And then we also have gray ones that have white print on them with the logo, which I'll post them. If you guys want one, we're gonna set up a Venmo for the Hope Shot. You know, we're gonna do it through that. And if you guys want to buy one, just let us know. It's $15 plus shipping. So if you guys are not around us, you know, it's $15 plus shipping. Shipping maybe like $6. I don't know exactly, but I'll figure it out. I'm gonna figure it out. But yeah, we have these for sale. They're nice, soft. They're beautiful shirts. Actually, I love them, man. They're perfect. Yeah, go ahead, James. It's cool. Yeah, feel that? No muscles, but whatever. So yeah, I'll go. So, you know, when I was thinking, you know, James kind of touched on it too with the settling, right? You know, we have been given this gift of recovery, and it's truly a gift. You know what I mean? And when I first got into recovery, man, it was a gift, man. And I was just like, you know, like, and I always say it like the Lego commercial, everything is awesome, because like it's true, like it's a whole new world. Or damn, I just did Aladdin too, like all in one sitting. But it's true, man. It's like we get this new life, this new, like, our eyes are open to this possibilities, and like anything is possible, man. Because we're not slaves. Like, we're not slaves to the dope, man. We're not slaves to alcohol. We're not slaves into this grand scheme of whatever we thought life was gonna be, and that was all it's gonna be. Like, that was my thinking. Like, this is all I have. This is me. This is what I was programmed to do. Like, I'm just screwed up. This is the way it is, and that's it, you know? But then, like, you get this whole new walk on life and what it's going to be, and, like, you're in love with your life, and then you're like, boom, and then you start getting things, man. You start getting things back, man. And then I forget what got me there. Like, I'm starting to get this, and I got, you know, start making money, and, like, I'm holding money because I'm not giving it away anymore. Like, I'm not giving all my shit away anymore, and it's fucking awesome. Everything is awesome, you know? And it's like, it's amazing. But then, like, you know, I put so much things on my life. Like, I put work, I put this, I put that, I put this, and then that, and then that. And I want everything at once. I want it all. Like, especially when you run a business, man, through doing this thing, man, it's like, even when you don't run a business, you're saying yes to everything, and you're trying to get it all at once. You know, it's like, you know, and I was talking to Nate about this earlier, and it sounded like, you know, everything, whatever happened in my life was supposed to happen. And it got me to where I am now. But like, in my mind, I was like, I lost so much time, and I lost, you know, 35 years old when I got recovery. And like, so in my mind, I'm trying to catch up, man, you know, and that's just not the way it's supposed to be. It's supposed to just nice and easy, slow and steady, you know, but also like James is saying, don't settle, like go after your lost dreams, like everything, you know, like one thing I did in recovery is like, I found out how to do Venetian plaster, right? I've done a lot of things, man. I've learned a lot of things in this recovery world, man, that I never thought that I would be doing, editing videos, doing a YouTube channel, doing the Hope Shot, like all this stuff that I've learned all this stuff. And like, you know, I didn't think I was going to learn anything extra besides, you know, my normal job, you know, and, you know, it's like all these possibilities are possible. You know, I could do anything I wanted as long as I put my mind to it, but don't forget where I came from and what got me here, you know, because I can get so caught up with keeping up with the Joneses, man, as I call it, keeping up with the Joneses, man. And like, sometimes I lose sight, you know, and, it's not a race, man. It's like, there's no freaking diploma at the end of this. You know what I mean? There is none. There's no freaking plaque I'm going to hang on my wall from doing what I'm doing. It's just freedom. Freedom from my freaking mess of a life that I was so miserable in, you know, but it's a daily thing that I have to work at and not get caught up with keeping up with Joneses, not get caught up in the social media activities of my life. You know what I mean? Because I can get lost real quick and my addictions come out in all forms, you know? Chasing. You know, it's just, it's amazing what this life can give you. And then, and I do like how, you know, like James is saying, don't settle for anything, man. Don't settle. Like you can go after whatever you want, as long as like, I don't become I am my most self-doubter. I doubt myself so much of what I can attain, what I can do, that I will put myself in a box and I'll never reach my full potential. And that sometimes that's what keeps me going on this path, is like, I haven't reached my full potential of where I should be or who I am as a person, you know? So like, that's what keeps me going half the time. And, you know, that's the beauty of this thing, man. We just keep growing and growing, evolving. And, you know, I want to see where this freaking rabbit hole goes, 'cause it's a beautiful ride, man, you know? But yeah, man, that's my take on it, and I'm gonna let everybody else share. But first, man, you guys are watching this, please share this live video, man, and then drop in the comments, let us know that you shared. And then also, if you guys want a shirt, man, hit us up on Messenger. Like I said, they're $15. You know, freedom. I'll post the pictures of what they look like. You guys can hit us up, man, and we'll get everything squared away for how you can order them and stuff like that.
Hey, Justin, there's some really good comments. And
sorry, I get
no, it's all good. There's just some really good comments that came up if you want to like go through them.
Yeah. I'm gonna get them right now. Let's see where we at. Here we go. We got Stephanie. If I got sober to stay miserable, I should just take a drink now. No freaking way. Today I take chances and wear my heart on my sleeve. God is good when we live in love and light. Amen. We got Michael, right? I think we got Michael. He says, I want a gray one and a Hope Shot black one too. I'll PM you to get payment info. That's awesome. Just hit us up, man. We got Melissa with Amen, girl. Be a light. Are you talking to me? Am I the girl? be a light others' path. Live it to the fullest. They might have commented on something, and I don't see that they comment under stuff. You know what I mean? Let's see. We got Gina. Lost dreams awaken. The message is hope. The promise is freedom. Amen. We got Aaron. Man, I got to figure out what to do with my daughter. She's going down the dark path, but Louisiana doesn't have a Hope Shot or PAR. Well, man, Louisiana probably has all kinds of other things besides PAR, Hope Shot, and I'm sure she could find a path no matter what. There's tons of things. Let's see. We got Helen says, we will all leave a legacy. What do you want yours to be? That's the question I've been asking myself. Amen. So I'm going to let, let's let Lisa split it up a little bit.
Hey. So, you know, like I was listening to like everybody and like when I came into this thing, like I didn't expect too much out of myself, you know. I let all these years pass by um unintentionally, I mean, I my addiction took over my life, and I kind of just let it take over. And when I got here, I didn't know what to expect. Um, so I kind of just went with the flow. I know, like James, you were saying, like you like don't settle and like and get it done and get it done. I I took my time. Like, yeah, mine was 12 steps. So of course, like, yeah, I went through the steps and I did it at my own pace and stuff. But I was told, like, it's not a rat race. Like, you want to get everything you can, right, out of it. But like, I didn't know what I was capable of doing. So I kind of just like rode the wave. I did what I knew, and and things just kind of fell into my lap because I continued to do the right thing and use the principles in my life and continue to help others. I mean, shit, I went right into like serving old shit. I didn't go into like, let me go like look into like getting a business. Like I didn't. Those thoughts didn't even cross my mind at the slightest. I truly believe that comes in time. I also think that like just staying clean and sober, not picking up for the day, sometimes is all somebody has. Sometimes that's all they they can get through is that day. Because they don't have what we have yet. But in time it comes, and in time, like, all these things will come. So like for like the newcomers that are hearing this and are like, no man, like all I have is like right now, like we were there too and we get it. So like it's not like, oh my god, I'm gonna go get a business, and oh my god, I'm gonna go do like a hope shot, and like it that all this stuff comes. It's a process. It's not a rat race. And I'm so grateful that like I was told that in the beginning, because if I wasn't, I would have been like, oh my god, I got to get my license back, I got to get it now, I got to get a car, I got to do this, I got to, I can't be a server for the rest of my life, and I did it, and like all this stuff. And like literally, like I was in treatment for 4.5 months, then I was in sober living for almost a year, and then like renting, and that, like, and it was like this slow process. But God provided because I invited him into my life. God provided everything that was supposed to happen when it was supposed to happen, as it should be. And I truly think that like all these opportunities that come to you or came to me was because I continued to put forth into the world and did good, and wanted to help others and continue to do me. I continue to wanted to get better and not lay stagnant, as in like, okay, I'm just going to continue to not pick up today a year later, like I wanted more. And I think that comes with, long-term recovery too. That comes with that, wanting more, realizing that you are not just a freaking addict, or you aren't just an alcoholic or somebody codependent or somebody that's, a child of an alcohol or whatever it might be. Like, you aren't that. You're not the stigma. You're not that person. You are so much more and can be so much more, and I truly believe that like through this process and with God and like your people, like all of that stuff like blossoms and develops. And I think that like as long as you invite God into your life and continue to have your like people in your life, I think that all of this like just it eventually happens. Yeah, go after your freaking dreams, dude, because like you're capable of doing them now. Most of us are so freaking smart. Like they say, like we are the hardest workers, the smartest people, the most artistic people, but we just get lost in the mess, like back in the day. Um, but that's okay, because like we get to use all of that shit in what we do today. Just when I was working at the restaurant, I used my recovery as part of my job. Like I helped people in that restaurant, get help. I introduced my GM and my fellow managers. I introduced these people to what recovery was, because they had no idea. And like I brought my recovery everywhere I went. And I think that that helped me to grow. That helped me to move forward in my life. um what else were we talking about besides the race? I don't even know. I don't know. So yeah, I guess what I'm like really getting to is this isn't a rat race. I think everybody has their own process. Um, I think that everybody has like has their own path. And if you allow God in your life and you move forward and you continue to help others, then that's it. You're gonna find out what you're exactly meant to be and do. So, but that's it. Yeah.
Perfect. Thank you, Lisa. Yeah, man, it is cool, man, because like us people that are addicts and alcoholics, man, we are smart people. You know what I mean? We really did just lose our way. We're the most hardworking. Like I'm telling you, like I've met so many good people and hardworking dudes like that show up like they're because we haven't for so long. We got to prove something, It's almost I'm telling you, it's insane to me. But we're the hardest workers, man. We're the most creative. I know a lot of creative people in recovery, man, tons. So, anyways, let's see, Nate, save the best for last.
Hello, everybody. Oh, good shares tonight, man. Great topic. I think, one of the coolest things about this whole deal is that we are, even though we're connected, we're a fellowship, whatever whatever we're involved in, everybody in here are individuals, and everybody has a different perspective on what their recovery is, what success might mean to them. But when it comes down to it, we all share one common goal, right? And one common bond. We are recovering, and through that recovery, that's what unites us. And it like what looks like to success to James might not look like that to Justin. And same with Lisa or me, or we all have different looks on it. But one thing that we do have in common is that we practice some simple practices in our life that has afforded us the ability to even be receptive to any type of gifts or blessings or gains or what have you. So I just wanted to say that first. So when I first got to recovery this time, I could relate a lot to what Lisa said, like as far as I had no frame of reference for what I've never had anything other than what I had, which wasn't much. You know what I mean? I had no conception of first, like, let's just break it to the essentials. I had no idea what it meant to feel happiness. I had no idea what it meant to be secure, to be confident, to feel comfortable in my own skin. Like, these were complete fantastical notions to me. Like, I had no concept of it. I lived in perpetual fear, guilt, shame, regret. I was nervous. I was anxious. Everything I did, it was riddled with like these fears, And so for me, when I first got here, like what it meant, I needed to figure out who the fuck I was, man. I had no idea, man. I thought what I did, where I've been, the people I like that, I thought that defined me. I thought what I had, anything, all the external shit, I felt like that was a reflection of who I was. I didn't understand that, you know, that the most important work that I had to do was on the inside, you know, and I got lost in that early on a little bit, you know, thinking, there were things that I needed to get back, you know, under the illusion that I didn't understand when I first got here that everything that I just went through was for a purpose or for a reason, and that eventually was going to be one of my greatest blessings. You know, I didn't get that. So I felt like, fuck, man, all I saw was I hadn't drove a car in years. I hadn't had a new pair of shoes. I hadn't had a girlfriend. None of this stuff. Like, you know what I mean? So I had to allow myself a little grace, man, because I was basically growing up in public, man. I had no idea. I had no idea that there were other things that needed to be addressed, you know. Thankfully, and which I emphasize on a daily, is the importance of surrounding yourself with the right people when you get here. You know, just surrounding yourself with people that are going to guide you and let you and be able to be brutally honest with you. And because what the greatest lessons I learned early on weren't like these great epiphanies or self-realizations. It was like Johnny or my buddy Mike saying, Nate, you're full of shit, dude. You don't have anything to offer any girl. What are you doing? You know, you're in a fucking treatment center. You know, what are you thinking about having a relationship for? And I'm like, huh. Well, if not, I'd be like, fuck you, man. I get all defensive. I'd be like, I'm a good person. And I'd really think about it, man. Am I? You know, like, who am I? Like, I don't even know if I'm good. I don't know who I am, right? So, yeah, the importance of that guidance and having those people around me was completely vital, because I didn't understand. And like Lisa, man, I had no idea where my life was going. You know, I was just so fucking grateful that I wasn't in pain anymore. You know, that for me was the biggest fucking thing I ever experienced. You know, like for once I could breathe. For once, you know, I could go to sleep at night without my mind just fucking chewing on me, man. You know, telling me that I ain't shit, telling me I'm never going to go anywhere, telling me that, you know, I don't deserve this. You know, finally, I was afforded some grace, but only because I started to do this work, you know, and in this work and going through this process and continuing to go through this process after I go through it and taking suggestions, what happened in the course of about a year and a half or so, you know, and once I started working with others, is I started to realize that, you know, success to me isn't what I thought it was. You know, my success to me is, how can I be of maximum service to the still suffering alcoholic or addict? That is an idea of like how that is a success to me. Like, how can I be in the best possible position to help somebody else? How can I be in the best possible position to be a friend, to be a brother, to be a son? You know, like what? And which is not to say that I didn't enjoy some of the material gifts that were afforded me, you know, because that was a big deal. We don't come in here to you know, be broke and destitute, you know, but I cannot let that material shit define who I am. I cannot let like my business or, you know, my vehicles or like all these, because that's what that's I used to fucking cling to this shit, man. If I felt, I remember when I was still ripping and running, dude, if you gave me a car, you know what I mean? I felt like I was okay then, you know? Like I felt I had my shit together. And that's the shit that kept me sick for so long. So why is it when I get sober, I'm gonna let the same shit happen? I'm not growing then. I'm not, you know, and today I cannot let anything that is outside of me define who I am. Not a relationship, not a car, not a job, nothing. This is for me, you know, like I can't, that is not going to fill this huge hole that I have in me. You know, what fills that hole is my connection to my source, my connection to my peeps, my connection to the newcomer, and my connection to just the fucking human race. You know, like I was never a part of community. I was never a part of anything. I was always separated. Like I was always isolating, and I was never involved in nothing but like my own self-limiting beliefs. Poor me, you know, like they don't want me around, you know. So finally I'm a part of something, and for me, yeah. So early on, like the first, you know, year, like yeah, I was that like Lisa said, that was all I had. But that I just like anything in life, there's two constants in this universe, and it's time and change. You know what I mean? So if I'm not you know, constantly evolving, seeking, trying to become, you know, who I am meant to be, then I am selling myself short. And does that come, does this evolution come equipped with like material gifts? Of course it does. You know what I mean? Like Justin said, you know, I'm not giving my money away anymore, you know? So yes, I'm going to have some things, and that's okay. But what is just very important to me to not hinge my spirituality or my well-being or like my emotional state on these things that I have or don't have, for that matter, you know, and that I continue to depend on the very thing that got me in a position to receive any fucking gifts at all, you know. And to me, yeah, I think someone had mentioned trying to discover their or, you know, wanting to find out what their legacy is. You know what I mean? I don't know. I just feel like if I can continue to help people, what better legacy is there, you know, than to, you know, finally give back to the stream of life instead of fucking suck it dry, you know, and be a cancer to this fucking community that I grew up in, you know. So for me, like the ultimate success for this individual here is to be of maximum service to help whoever I can, not just people in recovery, but everybody. You know what I mean? How can I show up in my world today, you know, as a business owner, as a friend, you know, as a neighbor, in all arenas of life, you know? And the only way that I can really continue to grow into whomever I'm meant to be is to continue to do the very things in the beginning that got me here, you know? So yeah, I think this is a great topic, man, because God, Johnny and I had some hard talks early on, man. But I needed to hear these things, man, because guess what? Johnny went through the same thing, and he figured some stuff out, you know? And that's the, for people that are just getting here, like I cannot emphasize this point enough, man, how extremely important it is to find your circle, to find your tribe, your people, whatever, because guess what? How can you expect to have anything figured out early on? I had no idea. Like I said in the beginning, zero frame of reference on how to operate or navigate through any type of adult life. You know, I'm still learning, and I'm going to continue to learn. But thankfully, you know, I have this God, I have this source, I have this fellowship, I have my people, and I get to. I mean, I'm going to Puerto Rico at the end of the month to surf. You know what I mean? Like, this shit's crazy. For a guy like me, I would dream of the, like, even the most mundane and trivial tasks that I do on a daily basis. These are things I would die for, sitting in solitary in prison for fucking 5 months with no heat, no air conditioning, 110 degrees, sweating. I can't even write a letter because the sweat's pouring on the paper. Just dying, writing, it's like trying to anything to get out of my head. So yeah, I'm grateful, man. I'm grateful for this topic. I'm grateful to be exactly where I'm at right now, and I know that it's just the beginning. You know, every day is an opportunity for me to learn something, to grow a little more, and to, you know, fit into this space that my source has provided for me. And I don't know how big that is, but I continue to show up to see where we're going, you know. And thank you guys for letting me share.
Thanks, Nate. A lot of good stuff, man. And I got one comment I'm gonna highlight real quick, and it's Scott. He says, today when I was at the grocery store, I was thinking to myself, hey, I'm going to buy me some beer because I don't have a problem with drinking and I don't drink normally. And I told myself that might lead to something else. Has anybody else dealt with this? All day long.
Hey,
Listen,
so
can I say something about this? Yeah. Donnie and I were talking about this the other day. Like it's these subtle fucking, like, okay, so what happens is I like to shoot heroin and smoke crack. You know what I mean? This is what I really want to do. Like when I'm sick still, you know. But what that shit will tell me was I'll get off of it. And I'll be like, well, I never really had consequences from smoking weed. You know what I mean? Or I can take these Xanax because they're prescribed to me, you know. And all that is, I spent so many years sick because I was always trying to find a different, like a different formula, you know. And the fact of the matter is like this guy right here, I can't do anything. It will always lead me back to what I really want to do. And that's just my reality. And the sooner that I came to terms with that, you know, the easier these situations became. Like, and everybody has a different journey. Everybody gets sober a different way. And however that looks to anybody, I am totally cool with, man. As long as you're not dying out there, right on. You know what I mean? But for me, I can't do that. I just had to come to terms with that. And it's a difficult fucking realization. I stayed out there for 20 plus years fighting it, you know? So you're not alone. You know, Johnny and I talk about it all the time. Man, ecstasy was fun. Wouldn't it be great just to take a little ecstasy? We had fun on that, right? Ugh, negative. Yeah.
They say like a head full of recovery and a body full of liquor or drug, like you're going to be miserable no matter what. Yeah. So even if you did buy alcohol, Scott, you'd be miserable. So there would be no sense. Legit. But I 100% agree with exactly what Nate said. Like I cannot put anything in my body because as soon as I put a drop of alcohol in my body, like there's this switch that happens. And I'm like, okay, so well then we wouldn't be so bad. And then there come the Xanax after that. And then once Xanax happened, floods of everything else. And then my alter ego comes out. So yeah, and people like me or people, yeah. I just know for myself and probably all the people sitting here, I cannot put a damn thing in my body. or I will not be sitting here any longer. It just, every time I go to the grocery store, it's so funny. I was listening to a speaker one time, and it was funny. And he said, I was in the grocery store and I was going down the chip aisle, and I turned, and every time I walk down this one aisle, the beers and the wines, they all wave and they all say like, "Hey, we're down here," and ever since then, like, it's true, because every time your eye will always glimpse the beer aisle. It's almost like, okay, you're noticing it, but you're continuing to walk, but you're noticing it, but it's like they're waving it, they're waving at you. Just keep on walking, because I'll let Johnny go now. Sorry.
Real quick, I just want to say this because I know Johnny's going to go and then he's going to talk about this and then finish up his thing. So I just want to say real quick, like, he's talked about, like, it not being his problem. Well, like, dope wasn't my problem until dope was my problem. You know what I'm saying? Like, alcohol was not my problem until it was my problem. None of it started off as my problem, man. Like, that shit. Listen, I create fucking problems because I have no on and off switch. I am either all in or all out, no matter what I've ever picked up in my life, man. But it always started off as not a problem. And now I have a fucking problem. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, buttons and stuff. Can you hear me now? Good. I was gonna say, no, I was saying that I stopped being a junkie and freaking smoking crack in 2011, but alcohol became my problem because, like, I thought it was that substance. That was it. No, it was me the whole time. But Johnny, let's hear your take on this subject, man. Scott, man, good job for not going with what you wanted to do, man, or what your brain was telling you to do, man. That's what it takes right there, man. Denying yourself, and it becomes easier over time.
Hey guys, yeah, Scotty, man, this is a bad neighborhood, bro. Try to stay out of it as best you can. So yeah, a lot of good stuff, man. I'm based off of what James said and everybody else. I think I'm like most of us, man. When I first said, hey, my life has been in the gutter for over a decade and a half. I need to try something different. All I really wanted was to not feel like that. Kind of like Nate said, I started using in my teens, man. So I had no frame of reference of like what it was to be an employee. I never, until I was 38 years old, held a job for longer than like 3 weeks. I would bounce from place to place to place. So I didn't know what it was like. I didn't know. I just knew that as I started to get older and I was still, I always compare it like this. I say, like, when Nate said about the ecstasy, right? Those were some of the coolest, funnest times of experience when I was using, and it was, the end of high school, early 20s. And like the reality of my life today, I'm going to be 46 years old this year. I got sober at 38. I tried to catch that feeling that I got in 1994 for 25 or 28 years. I tried to catch that same feeling and it never fucking came back, man. And I didn't know that until, I started to learn about this process and I started to explore like who I am. Who am I? I didn't have any idea when I got here. So in the beginning, like Lisa said, I believe it's a process. I wholeheartedly support what James said. Like, today where I'm at, it's not just okay with me to just be clean today. It's not. It's so important in the beginning, man. And everybody's journey is different, right? But I didn't know that like any of this stuff was going to be going on in my life. I didn't know what it was. And everybody says, all the like the corny cliches from the rooms or wherever is just, I would have sold myself short and all that. But that's exactly what would have happened for me. I just didn't want to feel the way I felt anymore. So I was willing to do the work. It worked with him. It worked with this guy. They were close to me and they were in the gutter with me. So I'm going to really try to just do what they say, and none of this stuff I've ever done perfect. Like Nate said, my experience helped him only because I did everything wrong the first time I attempted recovery, and it was fucking painful, dude, and at first I was under the delusion like, oh, this is recovery. And it wasn't. I wasn't doing what was required to change my life, to change my thinking, to have different, different pathways, a different life. And so when I came back into recovery, I knew what not to do, but then I started to grow, man, and all these things started to change, and all the possibilities before that I would put myself in a box for. I'm 4 or 5 time convicted felon. I spent a lot of time in jails and prisons and all this other stuff. So that's what I identified as, a junkie and a prison dude. And if I could just get a little something going in this life early in recovery, that's what I was thinking. Like, maybe I'll do this and I can be okay. And as I moved forward and I continued to do this work and I continued to surround myself with people, I started to learn, like, man, just what James talked about, this subject. Like, I'm not going to sell myself short. I didn't know that I had all this stuff. I didn't know I had some talents. I didn't know that my purpose was going to be to help other people, It's just insane, man. The change that this stuff brings about in people's lives is just, it's the most magical thing that I've ever, to this day, and for the rest of my life, I hope to God that I am present for this stuff, man, because it's like Lisa said, it went in a process for me too. It wasn't, and everybody, I'm positive of it, but it was, like Nate said, I could not make those, the things that recovery gives us, I couldn't make them my identity, right? We work our butts off, man, and we do it early on because I hadn't had anything. I had cars and stuff when I was in high school and in my 20s. Once I reached the dark side, I couldn't hold on to anything, man. And just like when you said, James, like, I'm going to get everything that I could never get before, and I'm going to hold on to it now. And that was my thing early on, all the jewelry I gave away, all the cars I gave away, all the crap I gave away just to get high. And like, that alone had a huge impact on me because I'm like, man, like, I'm a piece of shit. I can't, I was the guy who, when I had absolutely nothing and I was standing in the pouring rain, jonesing to get something in my system, standing in the rain at the bus stop, and a car would drive by and I'd say, look at that piece of shit car. That's who I was as a person back then. So that tells you that I was sick, man. I was sick. And, God is, it's amazing, man, the stuff that this universe, when you do the right thing and the right thing, it happens no matter what. I didn't ever think in a million years that I would be where I'm at in my life today. Like James said, I own a home. Me and Lisa, we have a lot of beautiful stuff going on. I get to travel around, and like this weekend, I went for 2 days on an airplane, and I got to bring, an adolescent who struggles with this stuff across the world to a treatment center. And it was amazing, man. The time that I got to spend, the bond that I got to do. And I wouldn't be able to do any of this if I didn't have the past that we have, right? All the stuff and all the crap that we went through, right? And now I'm sitting with the kid who's 16, who's just started, and I got to just give him a little message of hope, man, like, and that's the magic, dude. This stuff has helped me find my purpose, and Justin says this a lot, and I agree. I have always wholeheartedly agreed. If everything stopped today, right now, I would be out of this world grateful. If everything stayed just the way it is right now, I would be okay. Right? Just because I'm okay in my own skin. I can breathe. I can lay my head down at night, and this thing isn't going to go as cuckoo as it used to. It's still a little cuckoo, but for the most part, man, if I continue to do this stuff we learn in recovery, whatever my pathway is, whatever anybody's is, but the stuff that keeps me grounded, man, myself personally, is to be available to help others, to do this work, to spend time with the people that I love, my friends, my family. And the most important is the new person, the person who's trying to get to, person who's watching this going, damn, that's what I want some of that, we started this thing to let people know that it is possible, man, for anything. And once you get past, it goes in levels. I hear that song, there's levels to this shit. But there really is levels. And like, I never thought that, I'm like, what seems to me to be 20,000 levels from where I started is like, it's just the beginning. And it's going to continue to go. As long as I continue to grow, I continue to move my feet and help other people. I know that God is going to provide anything and everything I think I may want and exactly what I need, So that's my spiel. I love you guys. And this was a great one tonight. It really was.
Thank you, gentlemen. It's always a great one. It's always right on time, man.
Yeah.
It's levels to these bevels.
Hey, can I just say something real quick?
I guess.
So I guess.
Wait, your name's not James. I believe in you. Go ahead.
I believe in you too, buddy. I love you. So like when we were talking about that, when I said I used to tell people, and I still do. I still tell people that I'm coming for everything my disease told me I couldn't have. I think a lot of people took that, and even then, and even now, they take that for material things. When I don't cry, James. When I say that, like, I mean, like, I'm not worthless. I'm not a nobody. I'm not good enough. Like, I'm not the dumbest guy in the room anymore. Like, all that shit, my disease, because what is the disease, right? Addiction is like a negative outlook, right? And self-pity and a victim mentality. Like, that's the shit I'm talking about, man. Everything else just becomes with hard work and dedication and whatever you want to do. But, like, I wanted to get rid of that demon in my head, dude. Just the guy that it took 5 years in recovery to look in the mirror for his first time and say, I love you. That's the shit I wanted. Is that a butthole or a heart? Was that a what?
The butthole.
Prison butthole. What?
For you.
Right. So, anyways, that's what I really mean by it, guys. Like, that's everything else is just grace and mercy and favor and hard work. But like that shit you was talking about, Johnny, like turning this thing off, dude. That peace of mind. My second sponsor used to tell me that all the time, man. Like turning the circus off. Stop beating on your stuff. Stop fucking self-mutilating James, man. The world was hard enough. Like the disease took enough from us. I don't have to keep doing it no more. Like put the fucking bat down and recover. Like, what does the meaning of recover? Like to get things back that we have lost, And it don't just mean material things. It's not just
Thank you, Allie.
things. Yes, it's not just material things, man. It's this thing. It sold this thing and this thing from me first, So that's it. That's all I got, man. I fucking love y'all, and I love this thing too, man. Like the way we all got on here and had a different perspective and reality to it. Like that's the dope shit. Like that's the hope shot, right? Like there's a little bit of meat on this bone for everybody, man. Just what side of the bone do you want to eat? You know what I mean? Take it and run. So that was probably a weird analogy, like the butthole thing, but whatever.
Nah, I like it. I like it. Which side you gonna eat off of, bro?
Right.
I like it. You know. Yo, good stuff tonight, man. Thank you guys for coming on here every Sunday, showing up, man, just to share this hope, man. You know, that committee, bro. That thing is a mother. You know, trying to tame this thing right here is a constant work. You know, it's not something you lick, man. And some days are better than others. All I know is when I'm not doing something to tame it, I know. You know what I mean? I know those are my worst days, man. And you know, it's practice every single day, man.
Like
Like this
we all
week,
get a phone call.
yes, you're gonna get one. Listen, this week's been off for me.
Today, Justin. Justin, did you meditate today?
Yeah.
That's it.
Listen,
Always.
it is like that because listen, hey, this past week has been screwed up for me as well. I've had her family's been here, so like I get so weirded out. I get weirded out, man. I'm just a weirdo, like straight up. Like it's just the way it is. Yeah, Nate, I know it's breaking news. I'm a freaking weirdo. Like, and like I get like when my schedule's off, like when things are not like they're supposed to be every single day, everything gets thrown off. I'm like, screw it. I'm eating everything that I'm not supposed to. I have no meditation, no workouts, no nothing. Everything's screwed up. I'm going back on track tomorrow. Things get off track sometimes, and then you have to get them back on track, and that's okay. Go ahead, Nate.
Yeah, just that there was a comment in there, and I just wanted to touch on this real quick before we sign off. Something about how she loves watching us because we always look so happy. I promise you, it's not like that all the time for us. You know what I mean? The difference today is we have been shown a solution to navigate for when we're not like that. You know what I mean? And that is available to anybody, you know, so we're human. We have our moments. We have our time that we're stressing. And yeah, it's a beautiful thing to have a solution. But it's not exclusive to just anyone or anything. It's available for whomever wants to fucking, you know, experience it. I just wanted to put that out there before we left.
Yeah, I'm over here going like this, trying to find it, but it's okay. All right, guys. Well, that's it for tonight. Thank you guys so much for being here. This Wednesday, we're going to have our Addiction to Success like we do every Wednesday, 8 p.m., where we have people come on here and share their stories from active addiction to recovery and what it looks like, man. Share the hope, man. Share the inspiration. So this Wednesday, join us right here on the live on the Hope Shot, 8 p.m. And until then, love y'all. Have a good week. Good night.
Cheers.